Shay's father contacted her after seeing the 79 build and asked her if we were interested in another project truck. She initially told him no, then she came down to the shop and told me about it and asked me if I was interested. She told me it was some type of international truck, and my question to her was, is it something that you want? There was one picture in particular that when I saw it, I knew she was gonna get it. Her dad initially told her it had a Chevy V6 in it. He didn't really know. So when we got there and I was looking over it, it looked more like a V8. When I asked the seller what this was, he said it was a 302 on a Chevy S10 chassis. It turns out it's not a 302, it's a 305, and I got pretty excited for nothing. That's okay, we're going to use this motor as a mock-up. My plan is to go ahead and put a 383 in it with a 4L60E and make this a little powerful truck for Shay to go to the farmer's market and pull a small trailer with the occasional rubber deposit on the asphalt. So after getting it started, getting it into the shop and making sure that it held water and there was no leaks in the block, I ordered some preliminary parts so we can get it back to a foundation that I'm comfortable building this up from. Then get it on the road and see if it has any crazy shakes or anything like that. I have a tendency to go a little overboard when it comes to these projects, but this time I promised I would only focus on the mechanical stuff and leave the patina where it's at. We'll see how it goes.